This is the master file, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. February 16, 2022, Jared Bridegan, a father and Microsoft executive, is driving home after a routine drop-off. He encounters a tire left in the middle of a dark road. As he steps out to move the obstacle, he is executed in cold blood. His 2-year-old daughter, sitting in the back seat, is the only witness to the violence.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because I use it.
There's some shoes.
Do you want me to go get her shoes?
I'll get shoes on.
Yeah. Stop there. Let's stop.
And I'll have you take a seat over here. And what I'll do, actually, if you want to face the wall for me. So what I'll do is I don't want to keep you in these cuffs for a long time. I know they kind of hurt. So what I'll do is I'll take one hand out and I'm just going to attach it to the railing right there, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
The investigation into this tire in the road trap led away from random crime and toward a calculated conspiracy. Jared was locked in a toxic, multi-year divorce and custody battle with his ex-wife, Shanna Gardner, an heiress to a massive corporate fortune. Prosecutors allege that Shanna, along with her new husband, Mario Fernandez, decided that Jared needed to be erased.
Someone's out there that did this. They didn't care that there was a child in the car. They didn't care that he was a great guy. They just shot him. Everyone should care about that.
The master file reveals a digital trail of deep-seated malice. Text messages between the conspirators discussed funeral potatoes and finding someone to take care of the situation. The execution was carried out by Henry Tenon, a tenant living in a property owned by Mario Fernandez. A check was discovered, allegedly linking the wealth of the Gardner empire to the man who pulled the trigger.
And Alan's right, Christina Stifler, Mark Leo, This is Mr. Tenon before the court, Your Honor. I believe everyone's been let in from the waiting room. Ms. Bridegan is appeared to be the Zoom. I'm not sure that
Hold on just one moment.
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay. Good morning, Ms. Schwartz.
And good morning, Your Honor. Julie Schlex appearing on behalf of Mr. Tenon. Your Honor, we did file on Friday a motion to withdraw his previously entered plea, and the court was kind enough to place the case on the calendar this morning for us to determine when during the week the court had time to do that.
Okay. What's your availability?
Your Honor, anytime this week I can make happen.
I thought we could do it this morning, Your Honor, if it's okay with the court.
I'm fine with that.
It's
Certainly.
defensive of that.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want Mr. Tenon to be seated?
Certainly.
Okay.
So, Mr. Tenon.
Let's just, give me one moment, I'm going to make sure. Okay. Did you take care of that housekeeping matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so I was looking at the case that was just, I guess, kind of tagging along. There was nothing related to this motion in that 22 case, correct? Okay. All right, so we are operating on the motion that was filed in 23 CF 888. Ms. Schlatt,
Yes, Your Honor. On Friday, we did file this motion to withdraw plea pursuant to 3.170 subsection F. And specifically, we're asking this court to use her discretion and allow Mr. Tenon to have a a trial on the merits in his case. Your Honor, we have not alleged any wrongdoing. We are just simply asking for the court to use her available discretion, since Mr. Tenon has not been sentenced, to set this case for trial and proceed to trial.
What's a good cause?
We are not articulating the cause, Your Honor. That's why we are simply asking under 3.170 for the court to use her ability to grant a trial on the merits.
Okay.
And the state has no objection to the court granting that motion with forward to a trial. At the same time, the state is not filing a motion from the state's perspective, to have the defendant's plea agreement undone. And the state would have no objection if the court proceeds to sentencing right now, or in the next few weeks with the defendant. So we leave it up to the court's discretion. We have no objection to the granting of the motion.
So my concern is that I just want to ensure that it's bona fide. That I don't, whatever path to resolution, it obviously does not, I don't care. But I do care about how an individual is charged with a crime wants to resolve his case. So if you don't mind, I'd like to inquire of Mr. Tenon, just to make sure that it's bona fide. And this is what he wants to do, because I'm assuming that the state isn't going to go back and forth as well, like with plea offers. And is there anything that you want to put on the record related to Mr. Tenon's decision for him to consider?
Not from the state's perspective. We're willing to go to sentencing right now, it's made clear, and we're willing for the court to grant it to the trial.
As of May 2026, the case has entered a state of chaos. Henry Tenon, the state's star witness who previously confessed to the shooting, has officially withdrawn his guilty plea. He's no longer cooperating, claiming a new version of events that has left the prosecution's strategy in disarray. Despite this, the trial for Shanna Gardner is set for August 2026. The death penalty has been removed from the table, but the charge remains first-degree murder.
That's the state's position.
All right. All right, Mr. Tenon, if you come forward, please.
Mr. Tenon, will you raise your right hand as best you can, sir? Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
All right, good morning, Mr. Tenon. So the reason, did you understand what I said to your lawyer?
Do I know what?
Did you understand what I said to your lawyer?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about it?
No.
All right, so the reason why you're before me is because there was an information filed in your case, it looks like way back in February 1st of 2023. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. And then after that, there was a plea entered that there was an agreement that was reached by you in the state of Florida in this case, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then your case, ever since I met you, has been kind of tracking along. And then on Friday, there was a motion filed indicating that you no longer want to enter a plea of guilty.
Correct.
All right. So my purpose in talking to you is just to determine whether you've had enough time with Ms. Schlax to discuss this matter with her.
Yes, we've got enough time.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so if I do grant it, she's asking me to use my discretion, which means the state of Florida is willing to, I guess, keep whatever plea agreement you have entered in with them. That is what is it, 15 years to what? 15 years to life. Okay. Or Ms. Schlack's motion says that you want a trial.
I didn't quite understand all of that. Here it was.
Okay. Do you want a moment with her?
I heard it, didn't understand it.
Move the microphone away, Ms. Schlack.
Okay.
So what do you want? Let me just put it simply. What do you want to do? Do you want to maintain your plea or do you want to try?
No, withdraw.
You got it. It's granted.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. The motion to withdraw, his plea is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
We will proceed with discovery if we could have a pass date of approximately 3 weeks, Your Honor.
Has there been any participation? I don't think so.
I have not. My first task will be getting transcripts for all the positions that have previously been taken.
Okay. So if the state would please facilitate that by, I think you filed in the Gardner Fernandez case, basically what has been accomplished. So if you could forward what you filed in their cases, they, for my purposes, have indicated that the witnesses have been deposed already, and that should hopefully give you an opportunity to see what transcripts you should work. Okay. What's the state's status on the discovery in this case? Okay. Does Mr. Tenon's case have the same level of electronic?
No, but I'll provide everything I provided both code minutes. So we'll still get, even if it may or may not be relevant to this case, we'll still get the entirety of the discovery that's been provided.
All right, now that Mr. Tenon is back in basically a pretrial posture, what is the state's intent?
To try it.
When?
As soon as some shots in the court are available, we're available. So, obviously, she has to be caught up to speed, and August is realistic to do that.
Well, he's not joined, so I mean, I would set a different date. That would be my intent. Okay, so what we'll do, tell me what your availability is.
I would suggest, Your Honor, March 16th, Monday,
I'm out for them.
the next Monday, the 23rd.
Is the state available?
Dates available the 23rd.
Okay, I'll see you then. So it'll be March 23rd, 9 a.m., and that's for pre-trial. I'm assuming he's waived.
If he has not, we would immediately do so, Your Honor.
Has he waived? Mr.
I
Hathaway?
think he'd like her on the speed, yeah.
Okay, we need to get that accomplished today.
Your Honor, we can just pass it temporarily. I'll be happy to go over that with my client.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, strike 4-7 status here.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's, Ms. Schlatt, there's a
What happens when a corporate legacy is used to fund a private vendetta? You get a case that exposes the dark side of wealth and obsession. The man who designed the master file at Microsoft is gone, but the record of his murder is permanent. Justice is currently in a deadlock, but the facts remain. This is the master file.